So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 over there. Do you live in here?
Yeah.
You do. So do you stay here then, sometimes?
I stay here.
So 2 of you or 3 of you sleep in here?
Sleep there. And I sleep over
Okay, so 3 sisters sleeping in this tent.
And clearly these people are economic refugees.
Do you normally park right here, or?
Yeah, I think it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, someone left their Wi-Fi open.
I literally would prefer to live in my car in Venice than in a mansion with a swimming pool overlooking the city anywhere else.
I live in the only town where there's no homeless. We have no homeless. Even if you just got a tree and a tarp under it, that is your home.
What else should we look for?
Ask them what is their next move.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. Their next move is their best move.
What do people do who don't get a job, like at Chipotle or wherever, for money?
Depends. Some people prostitute, some people sell drugs.
Okay, here are the rules. And I'm telling you this because I love you. Once you borrow money from somebody out here, you are bought and paid for.
Where you stayed in the park, someone was killed 3 days ago. I think it's natural that you're afraid.
Of course.
The streets here are going to be what you make of it. If you go looking for a problem, you're going to find a problem. You think you're a badass? Somebody always big or bad around the corner. Wait.
How did you get off of the streets?
Woke up and got tired.
So how do you get off of the streets in LA?
I was hoping you had the answer for that.
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out though. And
That's why I say I'm living a dying dream, because what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
This is the LA Times map where they counted the homeless. The individuals are all red dots. The tents and makeshift shelters are little yellow dots, and then the vehicles are all purple. So here we are, a lot of red dots. Do you stay here?
Temporarily. For the time being.
How long have you been staying here?
I've been staying here for about a good year and a half, almost 2 years. I got plans. This is not the last. This is not the end.
Not the last stop.
This is not even halfway through. It's 25%. You know what I mean?
Where are we going?
Right here. Just gonna drop this water off.
Oh my God, not right now. Right now everything's all hectic because we had to clean. So they could do street cleaning or whatever, steam washing, and I just got over the stomach flu, so.
That is my sister.
So
She's from.
I'm about 10 weeks pregnant.
You're 10 weeks pregnant now?
Yeah. So I'm trying to get away. We had to get some water so I could take a bath.
You stay here then, sometimes?
I stay here. Everywhere downtown, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I mean, life is not hard, it's just a challenge. Nothing is hard. Not even gold is hard. You know what I mean? It's just a challenge, it's nothing. We do this every day. Every day. So
We're only been homeless about 2 months now. Me and my husband, we had a setback, and then we lost everything. Like just periodically, we lost everything, and now we're down here. So,
what is your day like then?
just like this. My day is just like this. Even if it was sunny outside, it'd still be overcast and gloomy. Just like this. I used to be somebody. Now I'm somebody else. You know what I mean? So I have a high school diploma and a college degree. They looking at us like we homeless. You don't call it homeless, you call it houseless. I'm houseless because I don't have a house. Homeless is a state of mind. I'm not damn homeless.
What are some of the options that you have right now?
Live. Just wait like a cheetah in the tall grass. Just wait. And as soon as I get my opportunity, I'm pouncing.
All right, Kali.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
We'll see you again.
Yeah,
we'll turn you. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you look fresh. Do you want to go this way? Okay. So we're on Venice Boulevard and Ellesmere, and we're counting all the trailers that are around here. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 over there, 8, 9, 10, and 1 that's coming maybe to park right over here. I just see coming down. Hi, excuse me. Hi, how are you? I'm well. We're doing a story on trailers parked here.
Okay.
Do you mind if we talk to you, or?
Sure.
I'm with the LA Times.
LA Times,
Yeah.
wow, that's big. I wish I'd
Is it?
known. I would've.
Well, we saw you kind of coming around the bend. I was like, I wonder if there's another trailer. I wonder if he's gonna park. Do you live in here?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
Okay. And do most of the people who park here live in their trailers, you think?
If you see any trailers on Venice, people are living in them.
Where are you coming from?
I moved here from Cincinnati. My friend he lived here his whole life. We all worked together, and then worked like full time, and then we were like, all right, this is a cheap option. You're gonna make like enough money to justify a place. It's not a bad situation though. Save a good amount of money, and it's really enjoyable in a lot of ways.
Except there's 3 of you in here.
Well, you really get used to it. I mean,
Yeah.
in college I had 4 people in one tiny little square of space, so it's not that much different. So I get to move around.
And you just park in different places all the time, or is this kind of one of your main spots?
I mean, there's like a certain set of rules to avoid street parking and all of that, but we've lived with this thing from down to Long Beach all the way up to here. Yeah, it's everywhere. I heard 30,000 people are actually homeless, and I guess 10,000 live in their vehicles. That makes sense. And even like normal people that I know that I've worked with live in their cars. At a certain point, most of the employees at my business were living out of their cars.
Yeah.
They're just
So it's like the working poor, and then they go home to their vehicles or RVs or mobile homes.
It's not sad, but I mean,
it's like
so you can make a certain amount and have an apartment and afford to eat and afford to do other things.
Has anyone ever, like cops or anyone ever knocked on your trailer?
Cops more than anyone else.
Really?
Saying you
can't
have to
park
move,
here.
You can't park here. It's all right.
Do you get used to the swish of cars going by?
Yeah. It was kind of like being on a boat, you know. The vehicle's rocking back and forth, and then after a while, you don't have seasickness anymore. And you just fall right asleep.
I love that. You look at the numbers in the census, people living in their vehicles have doubled in the last 2 years. When you walk the streets and you see and talk to people who are living in their vehicles, who are just trying to get by and cut costs. Start your day?
Yeah.
Where's your day start?
Gym, workout, shower, and then hang out before work.
Are you working tonight too?
Yeah, till about 4.
Do you work at a bar?
Yeah, I'm a bartender.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, this guy was living.
This is a little cute one. Oh, here's your bus. Are you going to Venice?
Yeah.
So nice to meet you, Rory.
Nice to meet you.
Take care.
You too. See you around.
Okay.
Line 33, Venice.
Okay, so there's downtown and there's Skid Row. And what we're finding is that homelessness is spreading outside of the city. We're really searching for these encampments because the city is tearing them down kind of one by one. I'm looking at a couple women and a few carts and 1, 2, 3. 3 to 4 tents. Oh, I didn't even see yours over here. Are you safe? So 2 of you or 3 of you sleep in here?
Sleep there and I sleep over
Okay, so 3 of you, 3 sisters sleeping in this tent. So you're 3 sisters living in this tent. You've been here for 2 years. You've been here 3 years, and you've been here for 2.
Yeah.
So what happened 3 years ago then?
My mother passed away.
Okay.
I was living with my mom. My mom passed away.
Sorry to hear that.
Kept it for a while, like for about a year, but.
And she was in a house. She was in a house. Your mom?
In an apartment.
She was in an apartment.
yeah.
Okay,
And
around
she was
in,
sick
near this
for-
area. Okay.
Yeah, that's because that's why we're here.
You do have a sense of community here, right? There, are, you said people look out for
Yeah, we look
one
out for
another.
one another. A while back, this was all full of tents also.
Where are those tents now?
They threw everybody out.
They threw everyone out.
They throw us out like every other week. Yeah.
Tell me how many people are living in this camp over here.
4.
4 people?
4. That's my brother, okay?
You're a whole family
He's a
out
little
here?
off.
But I'm warning you, okay?
He talks nonsense.
I heard the whole family's out here. I'm Lisa. You're Jesus.
You want soda?
I'm okay, thanks. We heard you were the chief of the tribe.
Well, the tribe would be, let's see, the 16,000 that are homeless every month now. Okay. LA County, 10 million people, so 16,000 a month are becoming homeless. So it's turning from a tribe into a nation.
How do you make it out here for 2.5 years?
I get along with people. The locals, the ones that run the little gangs out here. Well, they're gangs. So you have to, yeah. So you gotta respect. You gotta respect this is their turf.
Did you get used to it, or then your sisters were out here too, or what happened to change that?
Well, we adapted.
Because you seem relaxed.
Well, because I had to adapt. So I had to adapt. In order to adapt, I had to accept how the people were out here.
43 right here.
Okay, that's the avenues.
The avenues, right?
Yeah.
And then what about?
That is pretty much their place. So that's what I mean. Because the avenues are right there.
And they don't hassle you over here because your sisters are over here. You have some friends over here.
Well, we get along with them.
Yeah, you have to, right? Survive.
Yeah, well,
Survival?
you know what else? If we didn't get along with them, then they wouldn't be here.
Or you wouldn't be here.
Right?
Okay, so the real downtown, or the downtown proper, is this way. Arts District is this way. And then this way is the Fashion District.
The Fashion District. And then Little Tokyo is undergoing massive construction.
So the epicenter of this issue on Skid Row is kind of getting squeezed on all sides
It is,
by
and
gentrification.
it's what has precipitated for the last 10 years here. And clearly these people are economic refugees. People don't even want senior housing in their neighborhood, much less a magnet that's going to attract homeless people.
Can you tell us what's going on right now, or what you're preparing for?
Well, let's see. We're pretty much wrapping up with food prep, and we're going to be serving in about 15 minutes or so. We serve 800 to 1,500 meals.
This is one small critical response to this problem. And are we even getting close to addressing that?
Oh, I think we're far from addressing systemically. I think the human thing to do would be to provide services right now to everybody that's sitting on the streets. They're in a state of denial. They won't admit that giving people services where they are is really important.
Can you explain how all the services are concentrated in Skid Row?
Yes, the vast majority of services for homeless men, particularly, are located right down here on Skid Row, and they have been for more than 50 years. So we're presering life.
You've been here for 45 years.
Right, well,
there is something about the infinity of this
There
problem.
is, and it's going to go on, and we don't have any retirement plans, but, I'm leaning against the counter because my legs are, I have a bad back, and my legs are bad, and my wife is worse, so we're getting up there. I'll have my 70th birthday in March. God, I never thought I'd live that long.
Excuse me, are you guys getting out? How long were you guys in there?
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
And you're just walking out right now?
I got the smut.
She has a cigarette.
All right, give her the dollar.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie? Bonnie, nice to meet you. Who are you?
Mamas.
Mamas?
She won't bite you.
She won't. I'm a little afraid of dogs.
She won't hurt you. She's a service dog. I'm autistic.
Okay.
And I'm also epileptic. That's why I have. My husband got arrested in San Bernardino because a guy attacked me. Now he's doing 180 days. And I ain't got nowhere to go right now.
How long have you been here?
3 weeks.
So you've been sleeping out? Do you ever go to Skid Row?
No, my husband doesn't want me down there.
Okay.
And he told me, he says, you stay over here by the jail till I get out. And he don't get out until December 31st.
So you're gonna stay here until December?
I ain't got nowhere to go. And then they were trying to put me in a female shelter. But I have seizures in my sleep. She has to be in the bed with me.
Do you go and visit him every day?
Every weekend.
Every weekend. So then what do you do during the week?
I sit here. I can't even spell.
You smoke cigarettes? I'll give.
I do.
I'll buy one off you, yeah? What are you guys doing here?
We're doing a story about people who are released and where they go, and if they kind of walk up to Skid Row or if they're sent out with anything. Have you been inside already?
Not today, but I'm gonna go today.
How long do you think you're going in for?
Hopefully for just a couple hours, I'm over.
And then you.
I got a 120-day sentence. I got to do a violation. They don't want to deal with me. Look at this. Heart meds.
Be careful in there with your medical condition. I'm going to tell you why. My husband's a severe diabetic.
How much you want? 50 cents? $1? What? Take it. You're hurt, so take it all, bro. That's all you do. Hey, can I buy a cigarette off you guys?
Are you guys just getting out?
Yeah.
She has the cigarettes.
Okay. It's fine. I'll buy. Right here.
I know. Bonnie, this is your side business.
Yeah, there's a hustle right here. Yeah.
I miss out. She looks out for me up there.
I try very hard to try to find shelters, but unfortunately, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, homelessness is a problem for the general population and the just released inmates.
You're still wearing your jumpsuits?
We gotta wait till we get our property,
and you can't take those off until you have that?
Oh, you just ain't got no clothes until we get our property.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah, until then, wearing these black suits.
And then where do you go from here?
I'm going home.
Do they give you bus money to go?
They said something about tokens, but
They don't give me all that many.
I'm just gonna look like I'm just gonna have to hop on the train.
You better be careful because them sheriffs down there, they got canines down there now.
Yeah, well, they gotta help us out somehow.
What else should we look for? When we talk to people, what should we ask?
Ask them what is their next move.
Yeah.
That's the best thing. Their next move is their best move.
All right, Bonnie. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
And you already know I don't like touching, but you can squeeze me. I don't.
So what are we looking for?
What we're looking for is there's an area that's known for prostitution. It's notorious for that. So a lot of people or youth that we serve in that area engage in survival sex a lot of times.
How many kids do you see a night?
I'll tell you, we could average anywhere from 30 to 40 a night. The youth alone, I believe the number is at least 2,000 youth a night could be out here.
Hey, what's up? It's Coven House. You need a blanket?
Yeah, and her bag.
Right here. My foot is hurting. Okay, I got you.
Is this where you stay here?
I stay pretty much everywhere. I'm always moving around. I'm always like parking garages. Always trying to find somewhere warm for me and my boyfriend to sleep at.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18. Okay. How long have you been out here?
I've been out here for about 2 months now.
And where were you coming from before that?
Juvenile hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before that?
Well, I was in jail for 2 years.
You were discharged, did your time, and then there was no place for you to go. They didn't set you up with a program or do anything like that?
They go.
Watch out.
But I mean, I came out here because it's easier here because I'm transgender. So
How is it easier?
because there's more support out here. I mean, this is the LGBT community is Hollywood. So
So you spend the day at the LGBT center and showering and doing and hanging out.
Yeah, we pretty much go there every day, just all day. Get on Facebook, eat, shower, get some clothes from their closet. Do what we gotta do. Apply for jobs.
What kind of jobs are you looking for?
I applied for at Chipotle, LA Fitness, the Shop House.
What do people do who don't get a job, like at Chipotle or wherever, for money?
Depends. Some people prostitute. Some people sell drugs. It all depends. It's different. I mean, out here, you gotta hustle. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Because like I tell people, it's me, myself, and I in these cold, hard streets.
How are you doing?
In pain.
Careful, careful, careful. In pain?
Yeah. That never stopped me before.
Yeah. What hurts?
Everything. Been out here off and on since I was about 14.
What? 14? 10 years on LA streets?
Yeah.
How come you were never sheltered or never brought into the system?
I didn't get into the system till I was 15.
Okay. And what kind of system was this that you were in?
Commercial burglary, juvenile hall.
Okay. For the people who say, why don't you just get off of the streets then?
I have no work experience at all. And due to when I was 11 years old, I was shot twice in the face.
In the face?
Right here and right here. One bullet came out right here, and the other one's still in there. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything.
I brought Ramiko back to Covenant House quite a few times in that van, so helped him out and try to help him get stable again and whatever his goals are. A lot of times they're leaving a bad situation, bad environment where they were from, and a lot of them, the feedback throughout the years have been, well, look, if I'm going to be homeless or going through where I'm from, I may as well be here because at least the weather is better. At least this is Hollywood. At least this is Los Angeles. I feel like I have a better chance at pursuing my dreams. I mean, they'll tell you those things. So this truck in front of us is pretty good timing. This truck is out here Monday through Friday. It's the Greater West Hollywood Food Coalition.
There's about 50 people out there?
Yeah, I've seen 100, 120.
Do you happen to have like those big gray sheets?
You mean a gray blanket?
Yeah, the big gray one.
Yeah, I got one, man. Can you get in?
No. How you doing? I was just gonna ask you.
This is Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa, that's Anthony, Ray, Jason,
and Mark.
And Mark. My bad, Mark. So I see him each and every night. I help him out. And
How long have you been out here?
A year.
And can you tell us who's here?
My husband, our adopted child, and our uncle grandpa.
And I see he's not really your adopted child, though, right?
No, he's just a young kid. The person he was hanging around with before was just too crazy.
Okay.
So we kind of took him away from it, cleaned him up, gave him money, fed them, and then he just started hanging out with us. And then the person went AWOL. So he just...
Okay, so you're protecting him?
Yeah.
And so how long have you been working?
6 months.
Okay.
6 months. I have full health care benefits. I have dental, vision, everything. I have everything.
But no place to live?
No place to live.
And so how do you, okay, so people are like, great, you got a job. Like everything's like going in the right direction, and then...
All I tell them is I'm living a dying dream.
What does that mean?
This is what it means. I have a dream to be successful, to be rich, to be famous, to be out there, just to be in a house, an apartment. You can rent me a room, shove all 4 of us in there, I don't care. But it's not gonna happen. It's a dying dream, and that's what I'm living.
So you're working 5 days a week?
I work 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. I get just barely above minimum, which is doesn't cut it.
So how do you get off of the streets in LA?
I was hoping you had the answer for that.
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out though. And
that's why I say I'm living a dying dream, because what am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do?
Okay. Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Thanks, guys. I know we have to keep you on your route.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Stay warm.
All right.
Here, man.
Okay.
Happy holidays. Okay. Happy holidays.
Bye. Bye, Ray.
You be safe.
Okay. Hi. How are you?
Nice to finally meet.
Nice to meet you. I'm so glad you emailed me.
Well, I'm glad you wrote the story.
So this is you said your living room. Can you give us the tour of your car?
Sure. Well, Mitch is in the kitchen. That's where I keep all the food. It's inside this bag here. I mean, all the stuff, obviously I can't have, fresh fruit or veggies. I can't cook anything like meat. So I've sort of become a vegetarian by proxy.
Okay. Do you normally park right here or?
Yeah, I think it's for a couple of reasons. Number one, someone left their Wi-Fi open, so I can do work in here in the evenings. And also, people don't seem to walk by here often, so I'm not bothered. So I've been bothered before in Santa Monica, where people sort of rap on the window.
Really?
And they just sort of warn you semi-nicely that you're not supposed to be loitering or sleeping in your car in that area. So I've sort of been pushed to different places, and I think here's sort of where I've been left alone.
This is the kitchen?
You're in the kitchen.
I'm in the kitchen. This is the bathroom. Are you serious?
I'm not about to get arrested for
I know. This
going
is
in public.
his pee bottle, urine bottle. What are these books? Shelter? Where Harvard meets the homeless?
Yeah, grab it. During the day is when I do most of my shelter work, because that's when people are responding. And so that takes up quite a bit of time. It's about 40 hours a week. By the time I'm done in the evening, I'll do my PhD research here in the car.
What is your PhD on?
My PhD is in mechanical engineering, and the research is on solar energy. These are all my worldly possessions.
Do a lot of people come here to shower?
You'll see people here. Most people prefer to go further up because it's less people and they can sort of be unnoticed.
So we obviously won't go in with you.
Really glad.
Hey, that was a quick shower.
Yeah, it's super cold.
So you've been doing this for a year. And this is the first time that you're gonna say I'm publicly homeless. Your parents don't really know this?
They know about it on a superficial level.
They would worry.
Yeah, they would worry.
I mean, you're in LA, it's a big city, right?
Yeah.
You're on the streets.
I think when you're faced with paying tuition for your dream job, or living in a car for what you would think is temporary, then it's pretty obvious that I think homelessness can be a result of rational decision making under extreme duress. You can't have a place to sleep and food to eat and tuition. Then you sort of realize what you can do without. But on the whole, I do feel like I'm living a life of intention, So it really isn't sad. I do feel very fulfilled. But there are some days where you just don't feel like it, and you'd rather be at home watching cartoons with your kid siblings.
This is your family?
Yeah, this here's my family. And these are my friends who give me a lot of support. I think they're the reason I sort of am doing what I'm doing. So I use them to keep myself grounded. This is where I do PhD research. My laboratory is in here.
And do your teachers, your professors and classmates, PhD candidates, do they know? No one knows.
No, I can't cross that boundary yet.
I mean, are you just private about it, or?
I guess I don't want to be seen as I don't want to be treated differently, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's one reason I haven't told anyone is I don't want to cause worry, but I also I guess I also sort of house a little bit of fear or embarrassment, even though I try my best to, even from my own understanding of the issue, that it's not embarrassing, I think I still house a little bit of it. It's very therapeutic talking to you, I gotta say. Let's see if this place is open. So look at this. This is the Student Activities Center. There are people who are sleeping in here. There are people who are sleeping in their cars, in the parking lots.
So what will you do for the rest of the day?
Well, I'll try to organize more shelter meetings, take some phone calls about it. I think there's a lot of different aspects of the shelter that have to move along, but I cannot wait until we have the first resident go to UCLA and graduate. I think that will be a really exciting moment for me personally.
Wow. I'm glad that you live your life with intention.
Well, I like to walk. You don't see everything unless you walk it.
Okay, it's Friday night on Skid Row. Does it matter that it's Friday night, or is every night like?
Well, over the last year, it seems like every night is a problem.
And you've been out here for 17 years,
17,
right?
well, now 18.
Tents over here stay up all day. There's
unfortunately,
risk.
they stay up, even though they're not supposed to. They stay up all day. There are some individuals who hide under the guise of homelessness and engage in drug sales in these tents. These are individuals who are able-bodied, could go home anytime they want, and they just come down here and prey on the people. There's a couple of them that are actually homeless.
But you know that, so unless you can't arrest them unless you see
unless I see the crime.
dealing.
And people don't understand that. You know, people always go, well, why don't you arrest the drug dealers? I have. Our fellow officers have over and over. If you smell that smell, that's a very, very dangerous smell called spice. Yeah. Is she okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just waiting for the ambulance, yeah.
Okay. All right. Spice is the worst thing that could have hit Skid Row in years. I thought it was going to be meth.
Downtown LA, gentlemen. Downtown LA.
If you don't mind,
yes, it does.
can you explain to her what spice is and what it does, if you don't mind?
It's not for people with weak minds.
It's not for humans, actually.
Really, it's not.
Thing, it said it's not for humans, but they smoke it, and that's why people walk around here and going crazy and look like tarantulas and stuff, because it's not for humans.
It's synthetic. And what they do is each different brand has a different kind of chemical in it. You can smoke some spice and be in this catatonic state with one brand, and you need meth to pick you back up. Then you can smoke another brand and you could be standing in front of a city bus breakdancing, waiting for it to run you over, or fighting with 4 or 5 people at the same time. Before, when it was just mental illness, we can deal with that really, really, really easy. There are people who we were able to talk off of 2-story buildings. Hey, Joe, put your clothes on and come down. And they'd be like, is that you, Joseph? And they'd come down because it's me. It's just these drugs, you know, it just takes over their mind. It's not like homelessness nationwide. We know nationwide what the attributes to homelessness are. Let's be real. I'm gonna say disenfranchisement. I'm gonna say lack of jobs. I'm gonna say a recession, poor education. I'm gonna even throw in a little racism, okay? I believe there are a lot of people that are behind the curve because of racism. But in this 50-block radius we call Skid Row, the majority of people that are out here in these streets are not here because of those reasons. It's because of addiction. And that's not vilifying them. As you can see, I have a great relationship with them. And they love me because I am honest.
I've heard that you have 3 days. If you go into Skid Row, you have to get out within 3 days or else you're not getting out.
That sounds like a good statistic, because especially if the person coming in is a drug addict, that first day, they're actually going to try to get help. They're going to see the craziness out here and go, I cannot stay in these streets.
Yeah.
The second day, they're going to get stressed out. The third day, they're going to say, you know what? Let me try this crack again real quick. Because I can't take it. I can't take the stress. And now they're stuck here forever. We have a serious raise in crime right now. Let's just talk about my area of Skid Row. Right now in Skid Row, year to date, from last year to now, we have about a 71% increase in robberies. That's huge. We have a 73% increase in aggravated assaults. And we have a 91% increase in rapes. And the rapes are happening, a lot of them are happening right in those tents that we see. This is the outer courtyard of the Midnight Mission. The people that are in here because they don't want to be out there. But sadly, because the criminals have become more emboldened with the relaxing the laws, hey, how you doing? They come back and forth as they please. They use the restroom to try to sell drugs. Once again, that is not the mission's fault. The missions are calling us every day to try to help them, but we can arrest one person and they'll be out in 6 hours. And so the message being sent is, nothing's going to happen to me if I come and victimize these people. Hey, beautiful. I couldn't find you today, but I'm gonna keep looking. I didn't find. I'll find him. I'm gonna check Crocker again tomorrow.
We found her.
Oh, good. Tell her she is not in any trouble. I just want to talk to her. All right. Hey, sir, pack this up right now. You know there's no hustle.
Mine, but I will.
Okay, whoever's it is, I need it packed up. Okay. No, and the reason why is, if it was just that, I'd be okay. I'd have some mercy. But I also know that sometimes they hide cocaine and heroin, and they use that as a guise to sell drugs. Yeah. You know you guys can't hustle here. You got to shake the spot. Okay, hold on. Excuse me, ma'am. You mind if I look at that real quick?
Oh, come on now. Oh, no.
Now, this is actually legal. Because there's no residue in here, this is legal. But there's a freaking drug program right here. And they sell, these are people, able-bodied young people who could be in college, getting a student loan. Instead, they stay out here all day long and sell not just crack, but the means for people to destroy themselves. Hey, you don't have to run. These are legal. Here. We're in a public space. Here you go. Hey, what's up, young lady?
Officer Joseph.
Hi, young lady.
She stay at the Union.
Okay.
She's not familiar with Skid Row.
Okay. Here are the rules, and I'm telling you this because I love you.
Okay.
Don't borrow money from anybody.
Okay.
Once you borrow money from somebody out here, you are bought and paid for.
Exactly.
Get everything you need.
Don't look at my face because I'm an ex-celebrity.
Oh yeah, don't show her face, please.
You
Use.
can show mine. Hey!
Hey, brother. God bless you. Good to see you. The missions have everything you need as far as food and clothes. But don't borrow money. If you get one of these guys trying to say they're trying to help you, be careful because a lot of times it's a trick.
Crystal all the damn time.
But usually they're trying to trap you so they can get you working on the stroll. Because human trafficking is real here. Prostitution is real here. And all they got to do is get you hooked and it's a wrap.
You have no idea what's going on inside these tents.
Giant. Well, I know what's happening in the tents because I would sit up on rooftops for hours and hours and observe. And so I know that guy right there sells weed. I know the guy there was a guy in a tent next to that white tent that sold crack cocaine and methamphetamines. My friend Iris, sweet lady, I won't give her a real name, but I remember she was clean and sober for about 2 years. And she came down here to celebrate her sobriety with me. And I told her, I said, baby, I'm proud of you, but you got to get the hell out of here. And she says, no, I got to go downtown and I got to tell these folks my peeps on San Julian. She walked right here. Excuse me, brother. She walked right here and told somebody about her sobriety, and some drug dealer / addict walked up to her and blew crack cocaine in her face. And she never left Skid Row. She overdosed about 6 times after that in a tent that was right next to the orange tent. I haven't seen her. I'm worried about her. My friend Lena Diggs, a 76-year-old woman, died right there. Died unfortunately like an animal. She's a human being, but she died in garbage right here because of this environment. We couldn't see her, so we couldn't save her. I came here to save lives, not to stand by and watch people die.
As you've been walking by, have you been seeing people you've arrested?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
So sorry. Oh, how you doing, sweetheart? Didn't mean to bump into you. Yes.
Have you seen people you've arrested?
Most of the people that shook my hand and hugged me, I arrested.
Really?
See, here's the thing. You can be a police officer without being a jerk. See, the people here know that when I do my job, it's not because I hate them or I'm trying to ruin their lives. It's because I'm trying to help the community in my own way. They know it's not pretty, but they understand my heart. I could have easily been stuck with a shiv or a hypodermic needle all these years. There are people out here who hate me, but these people even have my back when that happens. You know, and that's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. I can't see myself working anywhere else. I really can't.
Children didn't know bad and I was made to watch their mothers die.
So tell us about Slab City.
Well, it's just a lot of travelers, all convening because it's the nicest weather in the country for one thing. I just come here for the winter. This is my 4th winter out here.
And where are you from otherwise?
I'm from South Carolina originally. I've been living in NorCal, growing pot actually, legally, for a few years. So now I just bought a purple bus and I'm traveling. So I'm on the road again.
Are people like squatting here, or is it camping, or what do they call it?
It's all free land.
You mean no one? You mean no one owns the land?
I'm not sure exactly. I've heard different stories.
And it feels like a real community, like in the sense that, like, okay, houses, like here's the street, here's.
Yeah, I mean, there's the internet cafe, there's a breakfast club where you can, and there's open mic nights.
What was this? This was some structure.
You can look at the old, old layouts of Camp Dunlap, and I think this was like a commissary or something. This was like a mess hall, maybe.
So wait, this is why it's called Slab City, because of these slabs of concrete.
Exactly. Stickman.
I'm Lisa.
Lisa, nice to meet you. They call me Stickman.
Hi, Stickman.
This camp here is getting designed so this will be a solid roof right here. I'm building out of just odd materials. I have no money. I don't have a job. I'm disabled. I don't get a check. I make walking sticks. I don't know if I've got any handy. Oh, here's one.
Oh my God,
I find really cool pieces of wood and clean them up. When did we get here last year? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, because I picked you up.
Yeah.
What do you mean you picked him up in the desert?
I was just driving through the desert on the way here, and he was just walking with his buggy and his dog.
So are you settled here now? Is this home for you?
This is home. I've been traveling since the 80s. I've been through all 48 states. I've hitchhiked most of them. I've lived outdoors. I'm between 4,000 and 5,000 outdoor sleeping nights. And I think because Slab City is what it is, I don't really feel homeless anymore. I do have a home, for sure.
So this is my little bus. Just got it. It's a little mini bus. This is my buddy Scotty. He's crashed out. Yeah, well, technically, I guess by law, I'm a homeless person, which is fine by me. I don't mind the term. I'm just homeless, less often than some people. No, I don't know. I guess everywhere is my house, really. So I don't. The term is just, it's a misnomer, but I don't mind it. It doesn't really bother me at all, Right. Got some free dog food for some of the other traveling kids. Oh, Little Bear can't eat this stuff. It hurts his tummy. It's got corn and stuff. And this is it, pretty much. Yeah.
And in your travels, have you found other places like this?
There's a few that are sort of like this, like Taos. The Mesa in Taos is similar. Mm-hmm. It's a little more on the grid. It's different. This is the freest place in the country for sure.
Okay.
As far as just, you can do what you want, and people do what they want out here. It's pretty wild. Yeah, that guy's really cool too. The guy just waved.
Yeah.
Jack Two Horses.
Jack Two Horses, Slab City resident.
Hi, how are you? Well, I'm Lisa with the LA Times.
Okay. Yeah, I've been living out here 4 years now.
You're going up for re-election?
Yeah, I was done with it, right? I was done with it this morning. I'm hitchhiking into town. I see on the bulletin board an amendment to the Mag, you may stop it. An amendment to the bylaws that I don't agree with. So I need to stay in this game and fight against this.
Did you win?
I'm not sure yet.
The new directors are for resident, Builder Bill and Robbie. For directors at large, Baloo and myself, Wyatt.
This is a whole bunch of crap. I don't know. This place is.
We were supposed. This isn't supposed to happen
None
here
of it is.
in
Well, you know
Slab
what?
City.
That Camp East Jesus is buying 36 acres, and I'm the first one getting kicked out. I'm going to be the first one evicted out of Slab City. As soon as East Jesus buys the land that my camp's on, they're going to tell me to move.
I want to seal the box.
And now I got to move somewhere else, and I got to move on the property that this board might.
Okay, so now we have to seal the box, and the box remains sealed.
There goes the last free place in America. So the only place where you can come and sit and no one's going to tell you to move. Try that anywhere else. Try that anywhere. Just go stand somewhere and see how long you can get away with it. Eventually, someone's going to come by and tell you you got to move.
Yeah.
You can't post up here. Here, you find yourself a spot no one's got, and it's yours.
Wow.
So when you move here, you drive around, you find yourself a tree or a spot you like. No one's got it. You park. Then you find some rocks, some bottles, some old cans, some tires, whatever's on the ground, and you build you a border. Now, once you build a border up, Slab City recognizes that as your own personal property.
Okay.
And they just say you can do whatever you want inside that spot. No rules. Like I tell my friends, I live in the only town where there's no homeless. We have no homeless. Even if you just got a tree and a tarp under it, that is your home. Okay, check this out. The economy's crashing. I'm in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I get a house sitting job. So I got 2 weeks in this house. And I'm figuring out what I'm going to do, because when this owner comes back, I'm going to be homeless on the streets of San Francisco.
That's not a great place to be homeless.
No. So I went to Google and typed in very crazy things and really got really good information. So I typed how to live for free and hit enter on Christmas Eve, and all these links to Slab City came up. So I went through every photo log, every video, every travel, everything I could about Slab City. The sun's coming up. Now it's Christmas Day. I go straight to Craigslist. I buy that trailer New Year's Day, and then January 3rd, I'm sitting here in it. I had to do it before I talked myself out of it, you know?
Yeah.
So I did it all in less than a week. And I moved down here not knowing anybody, not knowing how to run solar, not knowing anything about composting toilets. I had no clue how to live off the grid. And it was a little scary, but
And now the grid has found you again.
You know what? It's upsetting. It's changing everything. It really is. Because once an entity gets control of this place, this is what I like about it, is nobody controls it. Nobody controls it. We all police ourselves. And you know, basic law is respect everybody's camp, and then you get by fine. But here's this monstrosity I built. First thing I built. This is all the junk I found on the ground. I even found this old door in a someone's burn pile. They were going to burn this in their fire pit. I'm like, are you kidding me? They bought all that out there. But I'm right in the middle of their plans to expand.
It's like this could happen in San Francisco.
You know, it could. It could.
But it's not supposed to happen here.
It's not supposed to happen in Slab City. Gentrification in Slab City. Some kind of government entity in Slab City. What the hell's going on around here? Unobstructed 16 miles to the mountains. The sun sets over the water. And I've got to move. I got to move.
How long have you lived here?
3 months.
Okay. Where are you from, Andrew?
From Wales, a long, long time.
Long time ago. Have you been traveling your whole life?
I put it this way, I've worked from Key West right up to the Aleutian chain, or actually beyond the Aleutian chain, all across the country.
You've seen a lot of America that a lot of Americans don't see.
Freedom here can mean freedom to fall to the gutter, to fall through the cracks. You're free to just disappear. This is still a microcosm of the outside society. It doesn't have any different answers.
Okay.
It really doesn't. This is freedom in the same way. You have the freedom to get yourself a junkyard, collect all those old goodies, put a fence out, aggressively protect what is yours, or you have the freedom to share, or you have the freedom to do absolutely nothing until other people might point to you where the water is, clean your ass up. So at least you need to do that.
and Pat and
Jesus
everyone?
is over there.
You mentioned before about where you were, sorry.
Oh, in the bathroom?
Do you know the code? Oh, it's okay.
No, it's okay. We would just like this. We would either put a stick in here where it's sticking out so that the door wouldn't lock, or we would put one on bottom. And this is where we set up our bed, right here. And we had mats. We had these mats that we laid down. We put all kinds of mats down first and tarps on bottom, and then we would put our blankets on top. And the three of us slept right here to keep warm. And believe me, it was cold because, you know, as you could see, those are open.
Like even now, this is all wet.
Yeah,
in here.
and it would be worse sometimes. We had to clean it real good, you know. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, we'd get up, and so we could be out of here before 6 o'clock, before anybody, you know, they start jogging here 5:30, 6 o'clock. It was just me and my sisters up at first. And after a while, we had everybody knocking on the door. There was even guys who were coming and staying in here. They were freezing, you know, and everybody would try to grab a blanket, cuddle up. There was people laying right here, and I was like, told my sisters, oh, they're gonna get us caught.
We should probably be heading to the shelter too. So the last time that I saw you, we were both not wearing sweatshirts. We were
True.
in t-shirts, and it was end of
Summer.
October, I think.
Oh, was it the end of
Yeah,
October?
yeah.
We were told that we would be getting housed by January. But I asked Monica the other day, and she said, I don't think it's going to be January, but hopefully real soon. I'm hoping it'll be before
March.
before
Right,
they
before
close,
they close the shelter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about the kid that got shot.
Yeah, somebody
Is
killed
he?
his son.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they shot him in the head. They came here and
They came here?
yeah, in this tent and
That's.
killed
Is
him.
this it?
Yeah.
This is the.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
It? Oh my god. Yeah. He right here?
Yeah, he was only 19 years old. Never
Kaylin?
bothered anybody. He kept to himself.
Was it gang related?
No, wasn't a gang member. He was always by himself. He played with the rocks all the time.
Was Jesus out here when it was when
No,
it
he
happened?
wasn't here.
He wasn't.
He wasn't here. He's staying at the shelter now. This is here from LA Times. Remember her?
Oh, hi, Lisa. Good to see you.
How's it going?
Okay.
I heard about the shooting.
My friend didn't make it. But that's what happened.
He's been very quiet since it happened. He didn't talk.
Yeah, he's
Okay, we'll meet up at the
at the shelter.
At the shelter.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later. Okay. Jesus. Jesus. What are you doing out here by yourself? Are you gonna sleep outside of the shelter?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not sure yet.
Where you lived before this, where you stayed in the park, someone was killed 3 days ago. I think it's natural that you're afraid.
Of course. Yeah, you know, look, there's been so many deaths around that park that it's something, you know, that it just happened, you know what I mean? I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
You know, I just know that he's dead.
Yeah.
And it was not pretty.
So you've never been here before? So you've never been in here before? Did you want to stay?
Yes.
Okay, can you sign right here? Because we're basically full. You don't know if you'll be able to stay. Did you go do that? We're kind of full, and so the last time people can come in is at 10. And so if there's any room, they'll be able to stay.
Jesus is not himself.
No, he's not. He's very quiet.
We saw what you guys were doing when we last saw you at the park in October.
In the bathroom?
We saw the bathroom where you were sleeping. And how long were you at Sycamore Grove Park?
About 9 months? I think about 9 months.
It wasn't that bad there.
No,
Considering, no, it wasn't that bad.
Believe it or not, really, it really wasn't. I mean, till that happened.
Hopefully sooner our nightmare's going to end.
How did you get them into the Section 8 and into housing or into the system?
People say, oh, I just need housing. Well, you need a lot more than housing. You need support so that when you get housed,
That's like the hardest part. Like the easiest part is probably to get them housed, even though it's hard, but is for them to stay housed is very, very hard. Once you put in an application, they're supposed to, within 90 days, they're supposed to supply the voucher, but we find that that's not necessarily true all the time.
Then you have to find a place that accepts the voucher, right?
Exactly. But one of
so
the
how
things-
hard is that?
It's very hard. It's very hard, especially in this area. It's very hard. We know that there's a lot of places that don't accept Section 8 voucher. I mean, the rents are going high here. Like, I can barely afford to live here. And that's the truth.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Fine, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
You know, for us, what we've been seeing with this whole series is like just the cyclicality of this. Like it just keeps going on, round and round and round.
And it's like a revolving door. And believe me, don't want to be out here like some of these people think we do.
So it doesn't sound like it's going to happen anytime soon.
We thought we'd see the chief here.
Well, welcome to my house. I have the largest house in Venice because Venice is my house. So I have a mobile bedroom basically, which is the chief. And then I have like world culinary choices in the food court across from my storage. That's my kitchen. I've got Gold's Gym. That's my shower and restroom and the beach facilities. And then I just happen to have very long hallways between each place. They're blocks long. Yeah, the chief's right here. I actually got a lucky space. I got this morning.
The good in America.
This is a chief. He was sort of like my steed when I drove around America to find the good in America. And when I got back to Venice, I had a storage space and my car, and I needed a place to stay. And so I decided to do a micro living project. And this became my little life pod. So I decided 5 years in my van.
Well, I met you 5 years ago when you were just deciding that. You had just spent a year in the desert.
Yep.
Right?
And I just was getting the van, yeah.
And then you got the van.
So I'm a little more than 4 years in. So November 18th is when I am free of this decision, but it's been an amazing social experiment. And it's really taught me a lot about streamlining and prioritizing my life.
Can I just say how lovely it is that she's playing the violin?
This exact moment is why I choose to live in Venice. I have friends that have offered to let me stay and rent out rooms in their houses, beautiful houses around LA. And I literally would prefer to live in my car in Venice than in a mansion with a swimming pool overlooking the city anywhere else. Like, this is home, and that's because there's moments here that are just consistently magic. This is my bed. There's no kitchen or anything else in here. This is literally my bedroom and what I use to get around when I have to get around. I try to maintain a really low profile because you're a guest in these neighborhoods if you're living this way. So I generally try not to go into the van until after dark, and I use a headlamp and close the curtains because I don't want people to feel like there's someone out here, you know, and then I leave early in the morning, you know, when the birds first start chirping or whatever, and then I have my routine, like the beach bathrooms open at 7. Compared to most of my friends that may only have like 2 or 3 bathrooms in their house, I have 10. I have 10 bathrooms to choose from right here, and I have 6 showers, so, and 8 sinks. Thus further confirming the size of my house.
Venice is very much known for its homeless population.
Sure.
What is your, well, you don't consider yourself homeless, you consider yourself home free, but you do kind of share the same bathrooms and, you know, living rooms with them as well.
Yeah, there's a permeability to my existence in that I feel comfortable sitting down. I know a lot of the guys out here and the gals. And I was giving out donuts to the homeless on Christmas morning, and one of the guys that knows that I'm homeless too is like, how funny that you live in your car and you're giving out donuts to the homeless. When I walk around with the donuts on Christmas morning, for instance, and you look them in the eye and they see that you see them, it's really, that's the gift. is that connection. You know, the donuts are just the...
That was kind of the catalyst for the series, was that I live downtown in the Arts District, and I see homelessness everywhere. And it became so visible, it turned invisible.
So you're talking about how the homeless, because of their constancy, you tend to be able to just filter them out eventually.
They're so visible, they become invisible, which is why we started doing the series, just to go and have conversations with people who don't have homes, period.
Not only don't have homes, but don't have a voice. You should come out and surf with me sometime. I have extra boards.
Surf?
Yeah. You live in California now. You can't like escape California without getting.
I'm terrified of sharks.
Of what?
Sharks.
There's sharks out there?
Come on.
I mean, there's sharks out there, but remember you told me that if you're afraid of something, that you're going to go do it. So I'm holding you to that. I'll get you in the water and you're going to go, oh my God, I actually like this. My situation obviously is very different from the homeless because mine is a choice. The homeless at any moment can be uprooted and moved. Their stuff can be thrown away. They have no sense of safety, like not even having a bag, you know, just everything is, you carry. Like this guy doesn't have a bag for his clothes, he just carries it all in a wad. Isn't this the guy that does like the handstands on that?
Yeah, that's me.
Can you do that? Can you do that for us?
You got 20 bucks?
I'll give you 5.
All right, that'll work. I'll do it for 5. Yeah, I'll do it for 5.
Wow.
I would have did it just because
What's
you guys
your name?
are admiring, man, and being nice.
That's cool.
But everything helps, you know. How are you, sweetheart?
Lisa. Hi.
Hi, Lisa. I'm Andrew.
Do you live around here?
Yes, sir. I live actually right on the next block.
Yeah?
Yeah, within the Muscle Beach district.
Are you in one of the apartments here? You live in, I live in my van, so.
Well, you know, like right next to the Irwin. I kind of stay like over there.
Yeah. What's your name?
Andrew. I go by the Muscle Up King.
I'm Trek.
The muscle what?
The Muscle Up King.
Okay.
Okay.
Right on.
All right.
All right.
Let's see some of your strength, Andrew. Look, you got a crowd now. Nice job, dude.
Such core and upper body strength.
Well, there's another example of someone who's making the best of his situation.
Right.
And he wasn't saying it outright, but he lives over near the Irwin, so.
He's, the key word is
But he
stay.
looks pretty healthy.
Yeah. He's like, I stay over by the Irwin.
Yeah, it's all a little bit in your attitude too, man. This is not a very big mural, but the owner of the building wanted to do something that was Venice, and Charlie Chaplin lived in Venice, had some properties here. And so I did Charlie Chaplin as Robert Downey Jr. with Smile, because Charlie Chaplin wrote that song, Smile, Smile when your heart is aching.
I can't tell. That's kind of her swagger, though. I've never seen you here on the street.
Oh yeah, this is my route.
I have been doing this series, right? On the streets.
He used to be on the streets too.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, he used to be on the streets.
I'm Lisa with LA Times.
I'm Odell. Yeah, LA Times.
And I was saying how Wanda used to come by through my alleyway, and my gate would be up, right? It was when I would work a lot at home. And we would just talk, and she'd be like, do you have any recyclables today? And so it made me, one of the first sounds in the morning that I hear is the Alfredo coming through on with his shopping cart. He comes through my dumps. He comes in the morning.
He got a job.
I know, at the gas station.
Right.
I know. Wanda was just telling me that you also used to be on the streets.
Oh yeah.
And now, for a long time, on Skid Row?
Yeah. That's how you know me.
And so how did you get off of the streets?
Woke up. And got tired. I'm almost woken up. Not quite, but I'm almost waking up. I still have my family,
I don't know. I think because I went to jail and when the riots and stuff jump off in jail, and then I finally, it dawned on me, that God didn't make man to live in no cage. Not only did God pick me up and dust me off, But not only did I get a job, but I worked for myself. I couldn't work for nobody anymore. I would work for myself for what, about 9 years? You know, it's not just, you know, there's a void. You have to do something. And I can't go in two directions at the same time. You know, you can't go in two directions. Either you moving towards something positive or you ain't.
So what do you have in here? Because you recycle every day.
These are plastic, bottles, cans. I cleaned up this guy's recycle today, and he gave me this and $2.
And so then you go to the recycling.
Yeah.
And then how much does this?
Maybe about $20.
$20?
If that.
I know a lot of guys like Pepper who have their spots, right? Where they have people who save the recyclables for them.
You know a lot of people around there.
Do you have like your people who you go to all the time? I know you look under my gate a lot.
Yeah, but see, that's Pepper's turn, so we say.
But is that's also kind of the economy, right? If we're thinking about it, like how do you, if you can't get off of the streets, but you need to make something, to have some kind of means, right?
But you know what? It's sometimes, I mean, it's bad because a lot of people don't like to go and recycle because of what other people do. I can understand that too. But then, you know, I feel like it's legal. I'm not taking anything but something out the trash.
Yeah. So are you close to then being off of the streets then? I mean, you have your family, but you said you were going through some kind of mental health services to get into the housing?
Yeah, and started my SSI. Because actually, I shouldn't go, I don't really have a mental problem, but I do have medical. Because I have arthritis. My legs is bothering me now. You know, that's why I walk like that. And this looks like this was swollen now. Because I walk too much. And I don't need to be doing this. Mother was alive. She bought the LA Times every day.
Really? Wow.
Oh yeah, my father, everybody likes the LA Times. Even in jail.
Is there a big subscription in jail?
Oh yeah, well you know what it is in jail? They like the, what is it? The Business, Love Is, and California.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll let them know. Oh, is this the recycling? Oh my gosh! Can we go in and film with you? Yes! We have been wanting to do this. Hold on. You got it? We've been trying to think about ways to end the series because we just couldn't figure it out. We're like, how does it end? Because it doesn't actually end. Like this problem doesn't end. You don't look happy. You don't look happy. How much?
I'm glad this is over. 22 and some change.
This is why we started the series. It's because of you and Alfredo and Pepper are my neighbors.
You guys go over there?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But you guys are my neighbors, and I see you on a regular basis. And just because you don't have a home where you pay rent or a mortgage to doesn't mean that you don't live in the Arts District or Skid Row or wherever in between.
I like how you said that. You're my neighbor.
You are. I see you. I used to see you more than I would see, the person who lives right next to me.
Really?
Yes. But anyway, I'll see you in the alley.
Okay.
Okay.
When I come back.
Pepper, I was just talking about you all day.
Don't do that. It's bad luck. My name's Pepper, Mayor of Skid Row, okay? The streets here are gonna be what you make of it. If you go looking for a problem, you'll find a problem. You think you're a badass? Somebody always bigger bad around the corner waiting for you, okay? You can gain a lot more by smiling a good morning. Who would ever thought this beautiful queen right here? Look how gorgeous she is, living in a house with thing. A homeless person with nothing. We're like family. It's not what you got, it's what's inside. And how you use what's inside. She's still gonna be my wife someday.